you, Mamma Mia 2? How dare you make me feel the feels? Yeah, I own the first movie and I saw the Broadway production before it closed, but I mean, there's maybe one crying moment in the first one, and that's slipping through my fingers, but oh my god, I was bawling by the end. Well, at least until they did the curtain call musical number over the credits, but oh my god, I was crying so much! And this was before I had my wine. Don't ask. So, I feel like this one is better than the first one, possibly because it has more of a story to tell. Like, there's a lot more, not exactly plot, because nearly everything that happens is a foregone conclusion, at least in terms of, like, the flashback stuff, and the, present day stuff doesn't have much in the way of plot. There's not much progression is what I'm saying. So I want to talk for a second about the musical numbers, because I think they were better done, like, better integrated into the narrative, but they didn't quite know what they wanted to do with the diegesis factor, because, like, some of them start out really well, like, the first big one, the When I Kissed the Teacher one, which turned up in a trailer or something. Anyway, it starts out great as, like, this giant flash mob, and then it just kind of gets, like, did the entire graduating class get in on this dance rehearsal? And I know it's a convention of the genre, but if you're going to make it seem logical at first, then I am going to question the logic. And then there are others that, well, actually most of the musical numbers feel like a music video, which, if you're gonna do that, you have to go full Rachel Bloom, and they did not go full Rachel Bloom Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Yeah, the best one is Donna giving birth to Sophie while Sophie sings with Rosie and Tanya in the present day, and my feels! Lily James still does not look a damn thing like Meryl Streep except for the crazy blonde hair, but that girl pulled out all the stops. She was very good at acting. She was great. She was really great. So were all the young versions of the dads, and the old version of the dad too. Pierce Brosnan actually got me to cry while he was singing, and not because his singing is bad. They play up Cher a lot in the marketing of this movie, but she's basically a glorified cameo at the end. There was a twist with her character that I saw coming pretty quickly. Well, not pretty quickly, but after like 2 scenes with the twist element, I was like, oh, I see where this is going. But then again, it's Mama frickin' Mia. We're not here for the plot twists. Honestly, I think the person who gets screwed over the most is Harry, because they don't touch, like, nearly enough on his sexuality, which was, you know, a whole thing towards the end of the last movie. And it's disappointing, because young Harry is played by Hugh Skinner, who my fellow musical theater nerds will remember was Jolie in the Les Mis movie, and he is adorable, and he does a great rendition of Waterloo, which is one of the more fun numbers in the movie. But, yeah, they don't give Harry enough to work with. And also, can we talk about the fact that I'm not a British citizen, but I'm 90% sure that in the 79... homosexuality was still illegal in Britain, so wouldn't Donna have gotten into, like, a shit ton of trouble for kissing her teacher or whatever the hell that woman is? So I'm not very familiar with ABBA's catalog, so some of the songs I'd never heard before, and thus they definitely fit well in the narrative because I was approaching them with no context, but when they started pulling out, like, Dancing Queen, I was like, oh god. Because Dancing Queen is catchy as hell, but it serves nearly no relevance. Also, I am very amused by the fact, so they play up the baby thing in the trailers a lot, so it's not a spoiler, but Sophie doesn't find out she's pregnant until, like, 70 or 80% of the way through the movie. It's kind of ridiculous. Because, like, they were so big on that in the trailer, and then you're waiting for them to mention it. And you're waiting for them to mention it. And you're waiting for them to mention it. And then they finally mention it, and it's like, this is definitely the third act of the movie. Why would you have had this in the trailers? But yeah, I cried. I freaking cried. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but you should go see Mamma Mia 2. It's better than the original. This is one of those sequels that is better than the original. Oh my god, I'd be even more of a mess if I did see it with wine already in my system. Shut up, it was free wine. I don't know what my next Rambles is gonna be, or when it's gonna be. No, actually that's a lie. It'll probably be Christopher Robin, because oh my god, the feels on that one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing ones that make me cry. I am an emotional person. You should know this by now.